So Lobo Volleyball, they've won 4 of their last 6 and the last 3 in a row. They conclude their season this weekend on the road. They had Wyoming on Thursday, and Saturday they have Colorado State in Fort Collins. So they went 2-0 last week, the first 2-0 weekend in conference play this year, heating up down the stretch. They swept Nevada and sealed the season sweep, and they beat Air Force in 5 on Saturday. So we'll open up with John, and then we're going to give it to all you guys.
Thank you. As always, thank you guys for covering Lobo Athletics. Appreciate that. Fired up for going into our final week, having some momentum. We had 2 great matches on the road, and they were not easy. And the team continued to fight and continue to do what we've asked them to do, which is to stay in the moment and stay present and to keep getting better. And so, was really excited to see the Reno match. We always knew Air Force is tough. They're probably as good of a team as they've had in the last 4 years. They kind of have a cycle where every 4 years they are hot, and we knew going into that match it was not going to be an easy one. And so to go up 2-0, you kind of felt like, hey, we're poking the bear, and eventually that thing came alive, and they won the next 2 sets and went down early in the 5th, and the team had a I don't know what you want to call it, but they had a moment where they decided that was not how it was going to end, and it was a really neat experience to watch them go on a 6-0 run and put themselves up 3 points for a timeout late in that 5th. And next thing you knew, we came out of that timeout and blitzed off 2 more points, and before we knew it, we win that thing in 5 and having the most fun bus ride back home, 5.5 hours from the Air Force Academy back to Albuquerque on Saturday night. And as luck would have it, we got to go hit the road again 3 days later with 2 of the top teams in the conference. So 2 great tests coming at us. Wyoming, first match we played them, we were just, I think, the last 3 sets were all decided by 2 points. Maybe the 4th wasn't, but decided by 2 points. And so we won the first there with them here, and then we lost the next 3, but the first 2 of those 3 were by 2 points. So it's a team that we can absolutely fight with and go to battle. In Colorado State, we had a deuce point set against them here as well. And so clearly there's enough there for my team to feel pretty motivated and pretty fired up to go get after it this week. And just excited to finish on a strong note.
What are you looking for as far as closing it out? What do you want to see as you kind of get some momentum going into the next?
Yeah, to close this thing out, I think, Van, that the big one for us is just being a team that continues to fight, being a team that continues to show up and give every team a battle. That that there's, hey, you're going to throw a lot at us. Well, guess what? We're throwing a lot right back at you. It doesn't matter how many times we've been knocked down this season. The Lobos have found a way to keep getting back up, and that's all I've ever asked them to do. And so what I would like to see is that fight to continue. I'd like us to execute at a high level. And the reality is every team in this conference has shocked me in some way at some point. We're like, ooh, that's a loss I didn't expect, or that's a win I didn't expect. And so, hey, why not us go finish this thing out? Why not us finish 2-0 and finish with an above 500 record? And hey, that would put us in a spot to finish 7th in the conference, which wasn't looking very likely 2 weeks ago. And so this team has come on, and I just want to see us finish with that level of energy. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, right? That's why you show up to the game. But that level of energy that says, hey, we can do this. We believe in ourselves. We can show up to these fights ready to battle.
Great stuff from Reagan and Zoe in this recent span where you guys have won 4 of the last 6. Talk about just the impact that having both of them starting to figure out the rhythm of playing middle and being an attacking threat at the same time. Yeah,
one of the things that's sticking out is the pressure we're putting on opponents at the net with our blocking, and 4.25 points per set just coming out of blocking is massive. I mean, that was a heck of a performance by Zoe and by Reagan. And yesterday we were in practice, and we were just training a bunch of different things. We were saying, hey, let's practice this, because Wyoming is going to be as fast of a team offensively as we've faced all year. They're pretty what you'd call an up-tempo offense, and the ball goes from the setter to the hitter in under a second. So it's a blink of an eye. And the reality is we're going to have to be dynamic and fly around the court. And so seeing them have that level of success against Air Force the way they did, I think gives us great energy, great momentum going into this week with Wyoming, knowing that those guys are playing at such a high level. And the offensive side too, both of them are finding ways to get creative on their scoring. They're running some different routes. And so it's been great to see those 2 middles really step up. Thank you, guys. Have a great week.